Okay. So we started collections in last class. Okay, na? You know how to declare the collection. So if you want to declare the collection, first you have to declare the data type. So how to declare your own type? By using this keyword type name, numarray. What is numarray is data type. And this data type allows what? It allows table of elements. How many elements? Group of elements. Each element is what type? Number type. How many digits number? 3 digits number. So index is what type? Integer type. So this is data type. Next, declare the variable. Declare the variable of what type? Numarray type. What is X is? X is what? Array. Numarray is what? Data type. X is the variable. Numarray is what? Data type. X is called collection. Numarray is collection type. Now into this X we can store group of elements. How to store the elements in X like this? X of 1 equal to 10. X of 2 equals to 20. X of 3 equals to 30. X of 10 equals to 100. Then now next, let's see some example program. So like let's take example 1. So declare type name. Same thing. Type name. Numarray is table of what? Number 3 index by binary integer. So type name is table of number 3 index by binary integer. Now, so this is next. Declare the variable of what type? Numarray type. Okay, na? Next, store some elements in X. How many elements we can store? Group of elements, not one element. We can store group of elements in X. I want to store some elements in X. What I'm doing is I'm taking a for loop. For I in 1.10. This loop runs what? 10 times. Every time this loop is executed, assign some elements to X. This loop runs 10 times. Every time this loop is executed, assign some element to X. How to assign the elements to X? How to assign the element to X? X of I. This is what you see this. This is how to store the elements in array. So X of I. X of I equals to I into 10. I into 10. For the first time, what is the I value? 1. So what is X of 1? X of 1. I value is 1. No? X of 1 equals to what? 10. X of 1 equal to 10. Next one. I value is what? 2. X of 2 equals to 20. X of 3 equals to 30. Like that. X of 10 equals to 100. 10 into 10, 100. X of 1 equals to 10. X of 2 equals to 20. X of 3 equals to 30. Like this goes up to 10. X of 10 equals to 10 into 10. 100. Now, in this loop, you're assigning the elements to array. Next, print the elements. Next one, what? Print elements. How to print? For I in 1.10. Next one, loop, print. So dbms underscore output dot put underscore line X of I. X of I. So printing the elements. In the first loop, we are storing the elements in array. In the second for loop, you are printing the elements of array. So first time, so this I value is 1. Printing X of 1. Printing X of 1 means printing X of 1. Printing X of 1 means printing the elements stored at index value 1. What are the elements stored at index value 1? 10. Next, printing X of 2, 20. X of 3, 30. Like this goes up to 10, x of 10. What are the elements stored at index value 10? 100. So this will print 100. So this is one example how to use collection, how to declare the collection and how to use collection. Okay, now set part server output on. So let me run this. So printing what's it? Oh. So this is just one example how to use arrays in PLSQL. In the first for loop, you are storing the elements in array. In the second for loop, you are printing the elements of array. One loop you are storing the elements, another loop you are printing the elements. You know? You know? Then so in one loop, like we are assigning the storing the elements in array, another loop printing the elements of array. So just this is just one example how to use arrays in PLSQL. But actually, anything anything introduced in PLSQL that is for database, not for general purpose. Sir, okay now? So this is general purpose, general program, how to use array, how to. But anything in PLSQL that is not for general purpose, that is for database. Now, what I want is in array, I want to store database values. But here in this example, what you are storing in array? Numbers 10, 20, 30, 40, 100. But not numbers. I want to store database values. What values I want to store? In array, I want to store department names. See this. What I want to store is, I want to store the department names. I want to get the department names. I want to store the department names in array. Sir, okay na? Sir, in the previous example, you are storing 10, 20, 30. Not these numbers. I want to get the values from database. I want to store these values in array. Department names, accounting, research, sales, operations. Okay, na? Then. Now, write a program to print department names using collection. Okay. So write a program to print department names using collection. Oh. Oh, let's see this once again. Sir, what do you want to store? In array, what do you want to store? In array, what do you want to store? Department names. You want to store department names. So type What is dname array? Table of. So tell me, in previous example, in array, I want to store number. That's why it is declared as what? Number. But now in array, what do you want to store? Department names. Department names are what type? Varchar. So varchar to 10. Next one, index by binary integer. This is index data type. Index type. Index is integer. Element is what type? Character. Index is integer. Now take a variable d, dname array. Take a variable of array type. Begin. Now get the department names, store the department names in array D. How? So get the department names, store the department names in array D. How to get the department names? How many department names are there? 4. There are 4 department names. And what for I in what's that? 1.4. 1.4. Next one, loop. Select what? D name. Select D name. Then select D name into D of 5. Select D name into D of 5 from DEPT, where department number equals to I into 10. One second. Try to understand this. I take an array D. So this is D. Array is D. First time this loop runs, what is I value? 1. Where department number equals to 1 into 10. Then department number equals to what? 10. 10th department name is selected. 10th department name is assigned to D of 1. So what is assigned to D of 1? 10th department name. What is the 10th department name? Accounting. 10th department name is what? Accounting. Next time I value is what? 2. 2 into 10. What? 20. 20th department name is selected. Assigned to D of 2. What is D of 2? Research. D of 2 is research. D of 2 equal to research. Next time I value is 3. Where department number equal to 3 into 10. 30th department name is selected. Assigned to D of 3. D of 3. D of 3 equal to what? Sales. 30th department name, sales. Next time I value is 4. Department number equals to 4 into 10. 40th. 40th department name is selected. Assigned to D of 4. What is D of 4 equal to? Operations. So that's all. So once this for loop is executed, all the department names are selected from department table. They are assigned to this collection D, array D. Yes or no? Next one. After this, I want to print. Then for I in what? 1.4. Next one, loop. Then print. So dbms underscore output dot put underscore line D of I. D of 5. Next one, end. End this. So now here also I value is what? 1. For the first time I value is 1. Printing D of 1. What is D of 1? Accounting. Printing D of 1 means printing the element stored at index value 1. Accounting. Next time I value is 2. Printing D of 2. Research. I value is 3. D of 3. Sales. I value is 4. D of 4. Operations. Like this. So what we are doing in this example, getting the data from table, storing the data into collection array. Now let me run this program. The previous one is not database program. It's not database. You are storing numbers 10, 20, 30. But this is getting the values from database table and storing the values in array. So let me run this. Accounting, research, sales, and operations. Okay. Then. You know, then clear now. Okay. So in first for loop, you're storing the elements in array, getting the department names from table, storing the department names in array. Second for loop, printing the elements of array. Okay. But this logic will work only for what? Department table. Okay, na? So here, how you are writing where department number equals to I into 10. So this is possible only for the department table, because in department table, department numbers are multiples of 10. Okay, na? Can we use the same logic for EMP table? No. In EMP table, is employee numbers are multiples of something? Is employee numbers are in any sequence? No. So we cannot use this logic for EMP table. That is one problem. In this example, what the problem is? The problem is what's it? The problem is, so this is the logic you are using. This logic you are fetching the department names, but this logic will work for department table but not for other tables. That is one problem. Second problem is the select statement is inside a for loop. Okay, na? Select statement is inside a for loop, and this for loop is executed how many times? 4 times. The select statement is also executed how many times? 4 times. How many requests sent to Oracle? 4. 4 times request is sent to Oracle. Suppose for loop is executed 100 times. Then how many requests will go to Oracle? 100 requests. So number of requests going to Oracle increases. Performance what's that? Degrades. When number of requests going to Oracle increases, performance what? Degrades. So there are two problems here. One problem is the logic. Another problem is performance. Okay, na? Then so now in the above example, in the above program, one, the logic, what is the logic? Where department number equals to I into 10. The logic to fetch department names will work for department table, but not for other tables. The logic to fetch department names will work for department, but not for other tables. Next, another problem is the select statement in for loop. Okay, na? Select statement in for loop. So number of requests going to Oracle what increases, performance what degrades. Okay, na? Then okay, na? So select statement in for loop. So number of requests going to Oracle increases, performance degrades. Okay, then next to overcome these problems, to overcome these problems, to overcome this problem, use bulk collect. To overcome these problems, use bulk collect. To overcome these problems, use bulk collect. How to overcome these problems? To overcome these problems, use bulk collect. What is bulk collect? In collections, this is most important. Bulk collect is most important. Okay, bulk collect. Sorry, in the previous example, you see the previous example. Okay, na? In the previous example, this is your program. This is the program. This is the database table, department table. What we are doing in for loop, you are fetching the department names. You are fetching all the department names at a time, one by one now. One by one. So first time fetching the 10th department, next time, second time, 20th department name, 30th department name, 40th department name, like this. You are fetching what? One by one department name. So this degrades what? Performance. Okay, na? Then. But if I use bulk collect, using bulk collect, we don't need to fetch one by one. We can fetch all the department names at a time and store the department names in collection. So previous example, you are fetching one by one element bus. If you use bulk collect, we don't need to fetch one by one. We can fetch what? All. We can fetch all the elements at a time and store the elements in collection. So what the advantage of bulk collect is? Bulk collect reduces number of requests going to Oracle server. When number of requests going to Oracle server are reduced, performance is improved. Understood or not? So we can fetch all the elements at a time, not one by one. We can fetch all the values from database table and store the elements in collection. Okay, then. So like using bulk collect, we can fetch all the values. We can fetch all the elements from database table and assign that elements to collection. Okay, then. So then we can fetch, instead of fetching one by one element, we can fetch all the elements and store that elements in collection. Assign that elements into collection. Assign that elements into collection. Like, okay. So bulk collect what? Reduces number of trips to database server. Reduces number of trips. You know, trip means request and response. Okay, na? Then. So bulk collect reduces number of trips to database server and improves what? Performance. We don't need to fetch one by one. We can fetch all the elements at a time. Okay, then. So now, okay, let's see the example. Okay, now then. So same program was, I'm not changing this program, same program, but you see this 1 second. This is a program you are written. Yes. Then now see this for loop. Now we fetch all are one by one, all the elements. Now loop is not required. When loop is required, if you want to fetch one by one, loop is required. Now you fetch all the elements, then loop is not required. Then what? Select. Select what? D name. Then you have to say bulk collect into D from DEPT. That's how you have to write the statement like this. Select D name bulk collect. You are using bulk collect. What is the meaning of this? All the department names are bulk collected. How many department names? 4. So this query will return how many department names? 4 department names. And all the 4 department names are assigned to collection D. And first department name is assigned to D of 1. Second department name is assigned to D of 2. Third one is assigned to D of 3. Fourth one is assigned to D of 4. That is done automatically. So this will return, this will select 4 department names. Department table contains 4. All the 4 department names are bulk collected and the department names are assigned to D. And first department name is assigned to D of 1. Second department name is assigned to D of 2. Third department name is assigned to D of 3. Fourth department name is assigned to D of 4. Accounting is assigned to D of 1. Research is assigned to D of 2. And sales is assigned to D of 3. Operations is assigned to D of 4. Next one, printing. Printing is same. You cannot print all the elements at a time. You print one by one element on. So then, how many requests sent to Oracle? How many requests sent to Oracle? Only one request. So number of requests going to Oracle is what? Reduced. When number of requests going to Oracle is reduced, performance is what? Improved. That's how. So this improves the performance. Okay, no? That. So so same output is same. Accounting, research, sales, operations. Okay, na? Then. So in the previous example, what are the problems? There are 2 problems. One problem is what? The logic to fetch the department names from the department table. This will work for department table, but it will not work for other tables. But now let's see this. Okay, na? So can we use this for EMP table? Yes, because there is no condition where department number equals so I into 10. That condition is not there. Can I use this for EMP table? Yes. You can use it for any table. Next one. Another one. Select statement is in for loop. So number of requests going to Oracle increases, performance degrades. But here how many select statements? Only one select state. The number of requests going to Oracle is what? Reducer. Bulk collect reduces number of trips to what? Database server and improves what? Performance. So tell me, I want to use this for EMP table. I want to print employee names. Then tell me, sir, what? I want to print employee names, boss. So let's take what? Ename array E, then ename array. So I'm taking a collection type ename array. So this can store, capable of storing what? Strings. Okay, na? So I'm taking the variable of ename array. What do you want to store in this array? I want to store employee names. Okay, na? I want to store employee names. Then what? Ename. So ename bulk collect into what, sir? E from what? EMP table. Okay, na? Select ename bulk collect into E from EMP table. So all the employee names are bulk collected. How many names? 14. All the 14 values are assigned to what? E. Okay. I want to print one by one. So for I in 1.14. So first time I value is what? 1. So printing E of 1. E of 1. What it prints? First employee name, Smith. Next time I value is 2. Print second employee name. I value is 3. Like this goes up to how many times? 14 times. So printing 14 all the employee names. So we can use this for any table. Employee table, customer table, any table. So let's see here what's it like. I think it's not 14. How many names are there? Select ename from what's it? EMP. There are 12. There are what's it? 12. 12 rows. How many rows are there? 12 rows. So then let me run this program. Let me run this program. So this is printing what's it? All the 12 employee names. Yes or no? Okay, now I can use it for any table. But still there is a problem here. What the problem is? Previous one, there is a problem. To overcome this problem, so what is use what? Bulk collect. Use bulk collect. But still there is a problem here. What that problem is? Huh? Still there is a problem. What the problem is? The problem is here. How many elements assigned to E? How many elements assigned to E? How many elements, boss? 12 now. How many elements assigned to E? 12. So this loop runs how many times? 12 times. Okay. But next week, again I'll run the program. But next week, number of employees are increased to 20. Next week, number of employees are increased to 20. Some new employees join. So then when you run this query returns how many names? 20 names. How many names assigned to this collection? 20. But this will print what? 1 to 12. It will not print the remaining 8. It will print first 12, but it will not print the remaining 8. Yes or no? Next week, number of employees are increased to 30. How many elements are assigned to E? 30. But this loop will print only 12. It will not print what, sir? It will print only 12, but it will not print what? Okay, na? Remaining what? 18. Okay, na? Then. But if you take this loop should run how many times? This loop should run how many times? Number of times depends on number of elements assigned to collection. Number of elements assigned to collection is 20. This loop should run 20 times. Number of elements assigned to collection is 30. This loop should run 30 times. But you are printing what's it? 1 to 12. This is not correct, na? Yes or no? Then how? So for this, every collection supports some methods, collection methods. Okay. Every collection supports some methods, collection methods. One is what? First. One is first. What is first returns? Returns what? Index value of the first element. Every collection supports some methods. Understood, na? What the problem is? The problem is what? So number of elements assigned to collection is 20, but this loop runs what? 1 to 12. So it will print first 12, it will not print the remaining 8. That is the problem. So this returns index value of the first element. Next one, last. Returns index value of the what? Last element. Third one. Next. Returns index value of the next element. Fourth one. Prior. Returns index value of the previous element. Fifth one. First returns index value of the first element. Last returns index value of the last element. So prior returns index value of the previous element. Next one. So then count. Count returns index value of the count returns index value of the count returns number of elements in collection. How many elements are there in collection? 6. Exist. This is to check whether element exists in the collection. Collection or not. 7. Delete. To delete the element from collection. So returns first returns index value of the first element, last returns index value of the last element, next returns index value of the next element, prior returns index value of the previous element, count returns total number of elements in collection, exist return to check whether element exists in the collection or not, delete to delete the element from collection. So what is this is? All these are what, sir? Collection methods. How to access these methods? These methods are accessed with collection name dot method. These methods are accessed with collection name dot method. Okay, then. Okay. Now, so suppose here in the previous example, okay, then the previous example, how many elements assigned to collection E? 12 elements. How many names are there? 12 names. How many elements assigned to E? 12. Then what is E dot first returns? 12 elements, na? What is E dot first hidden? Index value. Index value of the first element, that is 1. E dot last hidden what? 12. Last element index value. What is the last element index value? 12. Next. Suppose, for example, count returns 40, 12. Count returns 1, 12. How many elements? Number of elements in collection. How many elements? 12 elements. Suppose, like for example, you are at fifth element. Suppose you are at index value. You are at fifth element. You are at index value 5. Then when you are at index value 5, what is the next returns? Index value of the next element. What is the index value of the next element? 6. What is prior returns? Index value of the previous. What is the previous to this 5? 4. E dot next returns what? Index value of the next element. What is the next element? Index value 6. E dot 5 prior. Then index value of the previous element. That is what? 4. E of 5 dot delete. Then delete. Then fifth element is what, sir? Deleted. Exist. Exist returns true or false. If fifth element is exist, returns true. If not exist, then returns false. So this is what collection methods. But how these methods are accessed? Collection name dot method. Collection name dot method. Now let's come to the previous program. This is the previous program. Now tell me, sir, here I want to run this for loop as many times as many elements are assigned to E. I want to run this for loop as many times as many elements are assigned to E. If number of elements assigned to E is what? 14. This loop should run 14 times. Number of elements assigned to E is 12. This loop should run 12 times. Then tell me how. What? How many times that this should run? Number of times, number of elements assigned to E. Then what you do? Don't write 1 dot dot 12. Then E dot first dot dot E dot last. E dot first returns what? 1. E dot last returns what? 12. Now number of elements 12, na? What is the index value of the last element? 12. 1 dot dot 12. So loop runs how many times? 12 times. Number of elements assigned to E is 20. E dot first returns what? 1. E dot last returns what? 20. So this loop runs how many times? 20 times. And so let me execute this. Let me execute this. 20. Sorry, 12. Okay, na? Then. So better write like this. Don't write like this 1 dot dot 12. So better like this. So what is the advantage? This loop runs as many times as many elements are there in the collection. But previous one runs only 12 times. But this program runs number of times, number of elements assigned in collection. So in the above example, for loop executes as many times number of times depends on number of elements stored in the collection. number of elements assigned to collection. Enough? Then. Okay. This is what this is. So how to use what's a collection? But in collection, what we are storing only e-names. Yes, we are storing one particular field values. One particular field values stored in collection E. But I want to store names and salaries. In this collection, you are storing only the e-names. Yes, I want to store names and salaries. Then you have to take how many arrays? 2 arrays. One for name, one for salary. So in one collection, store the names. In one collection, store the salaries. Next, I want name, salaries, and jobs. Then 3 arrays. Name, salary, jobs, and department number. Then 4 arrays. When number of arrays are increases, complexity increases. So instead of taking 4 arrays, take one row type array. Take one what? Row type array. Sir, in this, what is the array type is what? Varchar. That means this array allows only strings. This array allows only strings. In previous, the array allows only what's that? Numbers. The array allows only what? Numbers. In this array allows only strings. But in array, what do you want to store? Rows. I want to store the rows. What the row consists of? Number, name, job, salary, height, date, commission, etc. I want to store the row. In array, I want to store employee row. Then, next one. What is this? Is row type array, or you can say row type collection. Row type collection. I want to store records. Okay, na? So that collection that stores records. Row type collection. Row type array. Then, so that means what do you want to store in array? Each element is what? Sir, in the previous example, boss, in array, each element is what? Each element in array is what? In array, each element is what, boss? Name. Each element in array is what? Name. This is one element. This is one element. This is one element. Each element is what? Name. But now, each element is what? Row. Employee row. Then, so now, once again, declare what is type. Type what's that? EMP array table of what? Table of what? Table of what? So what you declare, it depends on what you want to store in array. You want to store numbers, number. You want to store strings, varchar. You want to store row, then row type. Which table row type? EMP row type. EMP percentage, what's that? Row type. That means what can be stored in array? Rows. Which table rows? EMP table rows. So this data type allows table of elements. Each element is what type? Row type. Okay. Is is what? Table of. Is table of what, sir? Sorry. Index by what? Binary integer. Index by binary integer. So here only two things here: element type and index type. Index type is integer. Element type is what? Record type. Okay. Then next one, emp what? Array. Next one, begin. Then next one, get the records from table, store the records into e. Get the records from table, store the records into e. Then tell me how. Get the records from table, store the records into e. Then select what? Select select what? Star. Select the star. Then bulk collect into e from what? emp. Select star bulk collect into e. What is star returns? All the fields. So this complete row, this query will select complete row. That complete row is assigned to what, sir? E. What is e of 1? What is assigned to e of 1? What is assigned to e of 1? Complete row, first row, first employee row. What is that? Is 7369. Name is what? Smith. Job is what? Clerk. Something. Some I did 17th December 80. So salary is 800. Commission is null. Department number is 20, like this. What is E of 2? Second employee row. That is what? 7499. What is E of 3? Third employee row. 7521. Like this. Total, how many rows are assigned to this? Some 14 or 12 or something. Yes or no? Okay, na? That's all. So the first element in array, first element is first row. The second element is second row. Third element is third row. Like 14 or 12, like whatever. How many rows are there in the table? 14 rows or 12 rows. 12 elements are assigned to E. I want to print. Then for I in what? E dot first dot E dot last. Next take a loop print. So dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Then what? E of 5. But 1 second. E of 5. E of 5 means what? First time I value is what? 1. 1. E of 1. But E of 1 is single element, the row. E of 1 is a row. Row cannot be printed. Row cannot be printed. This complete row cannot be printed. Only individual values can be printed. Individual field values can be printed, but row cannot be printed. You try this 1 second. Then next, what I'm doing is, and then, so let me execute this. Then, so now, wrong number of types of arguments in call to put line. Then, so row cannot be printed. Only the individual values can be printed. I want to print name. Then what? Dot e name. I want to print salary. Then I want to print salary. Then e of 5 dot salary. I want to print what, sir? Like name, salary, job. Then e of 5 dot job. Like whatever you want to print, you can print. Sir, okay now? Now, the row cannot be printed. Only individual values can be printed. How to access individual values from this array? Okay, na? Collection, like dot what's it? Name. E of 5 dot e name. E of 5 dot salary. Like this. So let me execute this then. So now printing all the 12 employee names and what's the salaries. That's it. Hmm. Okay. Oh. No. That's how. This is just how to use what collection. So getting the data from table, storing the data into collection, accessing one by one element from collection by using this for loop, etc. Sir, understood that? Sir, we can also do this by using what you want to print employee names and salaries. We can also do this by using huh? I want to print all the 14 employee names and salaries by using cursor. So we can also use collection. Then one common question is, what is the difference between cursor and collection? We can do the same thing by using cursor, by using collection. So then what is the difference between cursor and collection? So cursor, collection. Oh. Oh. In cursor, accessing is what? In cursor, accessing is what? In cursor. So you know that now. In cursor, what we do? Get the data from table. This is the table. This is the table, employee table. So what we do, we'll get the data from EMP table to the temporary memory. Get the data from table to this memory, temporary memory. And this is called collection. The data stored into collection cursor. This is called cursor. The data stored into cursor and access one by one record from cursor to the program. So in cursor, accessing is what? In cursor, from cursor, you access what? Row by row. Not all the rows, yes. But in collection, accessing is all rows. All rows are bulk collected and the rows are stored into collection. Okay, then. So in cursor, accessing is what? Row by row. In cursor, accessing is row by row. Okay, then accessing is row by row. But in collection, then like all rows can be what? Bulk collected and assigned to collection. So all rows can be bulk collected and assigned to collection. But in case of cursor, accessing is row by row. But here we don't access row by row. We access all the rows and store the rows into collection. Then, so now, so which takes which gives good performance? Cursor or collection? Huh? Cursor or collection? Collection. Because not one by one row. We access what? All the rows. Then cursor gives poor performance, but collection gives what? good performance. Why cursor is poor performance? Because accessing is row by row. My database table contains lakhs of rows. Every time it will fetch only one row at a time. So how many requests will go to Oracle server? Lakhs of requests will go to Oracle. So number of requests going to server increases. Performance degrades. But in case of collection, even if table contains 1 lakh rows, all the 1 lakh rows are bulk collected. The 1 lakh records are assigned to collection. How many requests sent to Oracle server? Only one request. Then tell me, which program takes more memory? I'm asking about program. Which program takes more memory? Cursor programmer, collection programmer. Cursor programmer, collection programmer. Sir, here, program. In case of cursor, at a time, how many records are fetched? One record. One record is fetched. That one record is assigned to the variable. So when you run the program, it has to allocate the memory for variables. When you run the program, it has to allocate the memory for what's the variables. So then, at a time, how many records assigned to the variable? One record. So it has to allocate the memory for only one record. But collection, how many records are assigned to the collection? How many records are assigned to the collection? All the records. Collection, you bulk collect now. All the records are bulk collected. The records are assigned to the variable. So you are bulk collecting all the records. All the records are assigned to A. My table contains 1 lakh records. All the 1 lakh records are assigned to A. Then it has to allocate the memory for how many records? 1 lakh records. Okay, na? In case of cursor, it has to allocate the memory for only one row, because at a time, how many records are assigned to the variable? One record. But in case of collection, how many records are assigned to the variable? All the records. So which program takes more memory? Collection program takes more memory. And cursor program, program consumes what? Less memory. Here what? Program consumes what? More memory. Program consumes less memory. Here program consumes more memory. Okay, then. Next. Understood now? This three. Next one. Cursor support only forward navigation. Cursor supports only forward navigation. Sir, once again. In cursors, you take a fetch statement. Yes? Fetch statement. First time this fetch statement is executed, the cursor is moved to first row. First record is fetched. Again, fetch statement is executed. Cursor is moved to second row. Fetch statement, third row, fourth row, fifth row. You are at fifth row. Can you go back to third row? You are at fifth row. Can you go back to third row? No. So cursor supports only what? Forward navigation, but doesn't support what? Backward navigation. Understood na? Every time fetch statement is executed, cursor is moved to the next record, but it cannot move to the previous record. Yes or no? But collection supports what? Forward and what's that? Backward. Because we are accessing the elements from collection by using this index. Index is incremented, then forward. Index is decremented, backward. You're at fifth element. You're at fifth record. Can you go back to fourth record? Yes, say E of 4, E of 5, fifth, E of 4, fourth, E of 3, third, E of 10, 10. Okay, na? Then. So collection supports what? Forward and what's that? Backward. Then cursor supports forward navigation. Navigation. Moving forward navigation, but doesn't support what? Backward navigation. Then collection supports what? supports both forward and backward navigation. Okay, then next one. And cursors. Okay, so cursor. Can you directly fetch fifth record from cursor? Can you directly access fifth row from cursor? No. To access fifth row, you have to access 1 to 4. Without accessing 1 to 4, you cannot directly access fifth. Yes or no? To access 50th record, you have to access 1 to 49. Without accessing 1 to 49, you cannot directly fetch 50th record. But collection, you want to access 50th row, you can access E of 50. So that means cursor doesn't support random accessing. Collection supports what? Random accessing. Randomly you can fetch the record from collection. Randomly you cannot fetch the record from cursor. Okay? Then. So cursor doesn't support random accessing. And collection supports random accessing. Randomly we can fetch record from collection. That's all. These are the what differences. Okay, na? Sir, performance is important for you. Then use in your application, you want to store multiple rows. To store multiple rows in your program, you got two options now. What are the two options? Either cursor or collection. But nowadays, maximum everyone is using what? Collections. They're using the collections. Cursors is old, became old. Now in all the applications, they're using what? Collections. So if performance is important, then use what? Collection. Memory is important, then use what? Cursor. Performance is important, then use what? Collection. Memory is important, then use what? Cursor. Okay? Then. That's all. This is the difference. And about what's the collections topic. Okay, then. Okay, then. Next. Oh. That's all. This is about collections. Oh. Next. One small topic is there. Okay, na? What that is called? Dynamic SQL. What that is? Dynamic SQL. Dynamic SQL. What is dynamic SQL is? SQL commands. Okay. Then. So SQL commands what? Generated at runtime are called dynamic SQL commands. SQL commands generated at runtime SQL commands generated at runtime are called dynamic SQL commands. Okay, SQL commands generated at runtime are called dynamic SQL commands. For example, drop table WhatsApp EMP. Drop table EMP. So this command is called static SQL command. Drop table EMP. So this command is called static SQL command. Why this is called static SQL? First time you execute this command, drops what? EMP table. Next time you execute command, drops what? EMP table. Next time you execute this command, drops what? EMP table. Every time you execute this command, drops what? EMP table. So is it changes or not changes? Not changes. Command not changes. That's why if something is not changes, then it is called what? Static. So this command is called static SQL command. Suppose, for example, I take a variable. I'll take one variable. So I'll take a variable. Okay, na? So the variable is what's it? Like one variable. What the variable is? Variable name. So like name, something, name. Okay, na? Then. So table name, T name. T name equals to ampersand table name. T name equals to ampersand table name. T name equals to ampersand table name. Drop table T name. Drop table T name. The value assigned to T name is what's that? EMP. Then drops table what? EMP. The value assigned to T name is what? DEPT. Then drops table DEPT. So then what this is called? This is called what? This is called dynamic SQL command. That means which table it drops depends on what's that? Which table it drops depends on the table name entered at what's that? Runtime. Which table it drops depends on the table name entered at runtime. If the table name assigned to this variable is at runtime is EMP, this command drops EMP table. The table name assigned to this variable is D